Bonjou, tout, moun, espwè, byen. Welcome to Talks of Sensualism with Prophetess Eve, the space where we celebrate the art of seduction, sensuality, and unapologetic confidence. Here we don't follow trends, we set them. We don't imitate, we create. And women look to us to teach, guide, and to inspire. We are the mothers, we are the leaders, and we are the blueprint for the woman others aspire to become. And before we get started, my new book, From Sage to Altar, is officially out. And if you feel called to evolve, to break cycles, and to step into the highest version of yourself, click the link in the description or in my bio to download it. It's time to transform from the inside out. Now let's get into today's episode. It's been about a week since I posted a video. I do apologize in advance. I have been working a lot, but I've been having the discussion and getting a lot of questions surrounding the way that I dress, how I dress sexy, but I also get online and I speak about the overexposure and the degeneracy of Black women. My purpose is to break down the overexposure and the degeneracy of Black women and to build the seduction and the sensuality of Black women. But before we can talk seduction, I need you to understand one thing. And it's one thing that a lot of women do not want to discuss, but as a woman who has truly stepped into her feminine, you know that this is something that you have to understand. You as a woman, as a feminine woman who is flowing and who is tapping into her sensuality and her seduction, you must understand men. I mean, it is what it is. And one thing about men, they respond Pavlovianly, meaning they develop deep automatic reactions to certain cues, and when those cues are consistently paired with pleasure. Now, Pavlov was a Russian physiologist in the early 1900s, and he fed dogs while ringing a bell. Eventually, the dogs salivated just from hearing the bell, even without food. That's classical conditioning. So the bell equaled food, equals salivatation. Eventually, the bell made them salivatate. And here's the thing with humans, we respond the same exact way. A woman's voice, her scent, her eye contact, her touch, energy, her presence can all become automatic triggers for desire when they're paired with pleasure and feminine softness. You become the bell and your energy becomes the reward. Your presence becomes the stimulus. And the thing about seduction, it isn't flirting. Seduction is sheer energy play, and energy play requires discernment. Feminine energy is discernment. The thing about feminine energy, it's very magnetic, it's very spiritual, it's emotional, it's super receptive. This means you don't just attract, you absorb. And when you're absorbing, you have to be very mindful because the feminine, although it does attract the masculine, it can attract a lot of vampires from both sides. So if you don't know who you're seducing, you will end up pulling in wounded men, parasitic men, lustful men, jealous men, or spiritually dead men who drain you instead of feed you and your energy, your feminine energy. Learning seduction without discernment is like leaving your front door open in the middle of the night and you're a woman, no protection, no one there to save you. I do believe this is the reason why so many women have the same exact story when it comes to men. Men are bums, men are losers. All of these niggas ain't shit. All of these niggas are the same. Because they're approaching men through their masculine. They're approaching men through desperation, through degeneracy, not through feminine energy, which flows with sensuality and seduction. It's overexposure. Again, it's degeneracy. It's performative. Feminine energy is not performative. It just is. There's many ways you can protect your feminine energy. However, you must know who deserves access. Now, not every man deserves your soft eyes, your charming eyes, your presence, or your softness in general. Knowing who can even handle that type of energy. You have some men who will literally crumble under sensual women. Some become super obsessed. You have some men who become intimidated and jealous. You must fill them out before you seduce them, even before you approach them, before you speak to them. This is where the saying, a lady must be seen and not heard. And this is for many different reasons. One of the reasons is because it is your job as a feminine woman to assess the room, to become aware, to know who everyone is, just within moments of being within their space and in the same space with them. You have to know the difference between sexual chemistry and spiritual compatibility. One heats you up and the other holds you in long term. And you have to use seduction intentionally and not accidentally, because you have a presence that wakes men up. This can be a double-edged sword for women. As a woman, you should always protect yourself. And by protecting yourself as a woman, as a feminine woman, it's just knowing what rooms to be in, where to go, how to dress in these different... There's a time and a place for everything, okay? Everything doesn't have to be dropped off all at once. Remember, sensuality and seduction is all about mystery. We're not putting all of our cards out on the table at one time. That's the difference when it comes to overexposure and degeneracy. You see a lot of women, a lot of black women, because I do speak on black women here in America, we tend to put everything out on the table all at once and accept people to give us this treatment that normally only feminine women would get because, again, they're mysterious. But anyway, I digress. Not all men respond to seduction in the same way, all right? You have two different types of men. You have a dominant man, and then you have the responsive man. Now, starting with the responsive men, they wait for cues. They open up when you, the seducer, the woman, when you initiate. They thrive under your direction. They like to be told what to do. They like to be led. They perform better when you lead them sensually or even sexually, and they are sensual and even receptive themselves. Now, energetically, they feel safer when your energy reaches out first, okay? Again, they need you to be the initiator. Spiritually here, your sacral energy is activating their sacral energy, and Pavlovian pull works here extremely well on them because they are cue-based by nature. Now, when you're dealing with dominant men, you're dealing with a man who initiate, they act first, they lead sexually, they take charge. Energetically, they push before they receive. They activate your femininity through direction. This is when you're thinking of like a dom. Think of something like that. I feel like this conversation just went in a completely different direction than I was meaning for it to go. However, look at this through the lens of many different ways where you can use this type of energy in a workplace, in a networking event, again, even for dating. When it comes to the dominant man, the Pavlovian pull works more subtly on them, not as direct. It's more energetic and more tonal. Now, in order to create this Pavlovian signal as a feminine woman, number one, you have to choose your anchor. Now, your anchor is going to be, maybe a gaze, a look that you have in your eyes, or a scent. For me, it's a scent. It could be a touch. It can be a body movement, the femininity and the softness and the gracefulness in your body language, something that can be associated with you. This is why I like a scent in particular, because scents, they kind of they tap into your memory, so you can leave a part of you with the person and they can remember you without even being, that's kind of like magic. So for instance, if you make someone associate you with the anchor of jasmine, the scent, the aroma. Now, every time they smell jasmine, they will think of you. It's an anchor. And you can use this anchor to excite, to arouse, to make, him emotionally open while he's praising you, while he's touching you. The thing about the Pavlovian response is consistency is the magic. Every time, he feels good, they feel good. Pair the anchor with the moment and the reward, the smile, the softness, the praise, the sensual touch. Reinforcement deepens the response. And then you have the pullback where you go absent. Absence of the anchor makes him crave the anchor more. Makes him want the anchor to return. Meaning he craves you. This is all seduction. Mysterious. It's not all there. You're giving them a part of yourself, but then taking it back to make them want more. You're leaving something memorable, something to remember you by. And it's all energetic. It's all magic. Remember, seduction is not just physical. It's metaphysical. Your sacral chakra sends a signal. Your aura expands. Your breath guides the nervous system. Your gaze channels intention. Your energy meets their energy and trains it gently, rhythmically, instinctively. This is why certain men fold under your eyes. They fold under pressure. This is why some men get nervous around you. This is why some men, sexualize you or sensualize you instantly. And this is even why some men feel seen, held, or chosen without you even saying a word. You would be surprised at how many men do not feel seen, held, or even chosen. Seduction is spiritual, discernment is spiritual, and energy protection is even more spiritual. Now, ladies, when you understand your feminine energy and when you master Pavlovian seduction and when you know who to play with, who to avoid, and who to open up to, and who to shut down, you step into a different realm of womanhood, a realm where you don't chase, you attract, you pull, you condition, and you choose. And again, if you're ready to go deeper into feminine power, spirituality, protection, and sacred sensuality, my book From Stage to Altar is available right now. The link is in the description and in my bio. Until next time, stay soft, stay sensual, and stay powerful.